That methodology was unsound. It's just unsupported. There are no numbers, there's no data that she provided and support for that.
Nothing much to see here, just a professional in the showbiz industry debunking all of Amber's claims about missing out on earnings, particularly in Aquaman 2 because of the case. Well, now that movie has come up once again, except that this time, it seems the story might have changed, and that change was definitely not in her favor. Interested in seeing just how big of a change it is they made? Stick around while we run through it together. And yet somehow she was claiming she had lost more than $10 million. Well, it seems her losses have only just begun, as news update from the DC Universe has just unveiled a new storyline for the upcoming Aquaman movie. And it seems this might just be the point that she completely gets cut out of the movie. Recently, lead star of the Aquaman sequel, Jason Momoa, has spoken up in an interview about how the film will feature some real-world problems to be discussed. And speaking of real-world problems, Amber Heard seems to be one of its biggest problems at the moment. And I'll tell you why. You see, way back when the trial was on, Amber made a lot of fuss about losing in Aquaman 2. And that caught the attention of a lot of people, including some of the top officials at DC, one of which was Walter Hamada, who is one of the major decision makers of the studio with a keen interest in the Aquaman sequel. And he revealed that everything Amber and her witnesses had been saying about her loss and participation in Aquaman were pretty much lies. Hamada in his testimony stated that Amber was in fact on the brink of getting removed from the film, and spoiler alert, she actually got fired, but I'll pick up that point later. According to Hamada, her removal from the film was going to be based on the studio's concerns over a lack of chemistry between Heard and Jason Momoa. In his words, "The reality is it's not uncommon in movies for two leads to not have chemistry, and it's sort of movie magic and editorial. The ability to put on performances with the magic of a great score and how you put the pieces together. You can fabricate that chemistry. At the end of the day, when you watch the movie, it looks like they have great chemistry. But I just know that through the course of post-production, it took a lot of effort to get there. Sometimes you just put characters together on the screen and they work. It's like what makes a movie star a movie star. You know it when you see it. The chemistry wasn't there. This one was more difficult because of the lack of chemistry between the two. But you see, Hamada's confession was only where it began. A couple of days ago, following the series of unsealed documents about the case that hit the media, it was also revealed by that umbrella guy that Warner Bros. Had actually fired Amber amid filming of Aquaman 2 because they had made some modifications to the story. And she didn't seem to be an important part of it anymore, but ultimately she was rehired, but with the clause that she wouldn't be able to renegotiate her contract or get bonuses or anything of the sort, which she gladly obliged to, thus explaining why she was attaching her loss to the Waldman statement, when it was pretty much already established in her contract. But there has actually been a negative side to her exposure as an assaulter that is related to the film. In this age and time, it's not very common to see men that have fought against assault accusations from an assaulter and have come out on top. But Johnny did that, and in the process exposed Amber for what she truly is, which has now affected her career and everything attached to her. And this very reason is why DC hasn't been particularly public about projects with her in it, namely Aquaman 2. In fact, things are so radioactive with her that they didn't even show off anything related to her in the film at Comic-Con, which is an event where all characters, especially the ones in upcoming movies, are displayed to the world. But Amber has now put them in a pretty tight spot. And when I say tight spot, I mean the fans are saying things like, "I don't care if Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2 for 0.1 seconds. Johnny Depp was recast in Fantastic Beasts. He was fired and replaced for something he didn't even do. Until Amber Heard pays the same price, boycott that movie." I'm not exactly sure how things will turn out and if she will actually be removed from it, but with the heat that the production house is facing, they just might eventually dump her, but we'll wait and see. That's it for now. See you on the next one.